In this next part of section 10.4, instead of looking at fixed installment loans as we did in the previous example, we're going to look at open-end installment loans. And we're going to go through some different types of examples. So again, before we do that, we'll kind of do a brief introduction into some different things that we want to think about. If we're thinking about credit cards, typically when we're dealing with credit card monthly statements contain the following information. The balance at the beginning of the period, the balance at the end of the period or the new balance, the transactions for the period, the statement closing date or billing date, the payment due date, and the minimum payment due. Other things that we want to keep in mind when we're thinking about credit cards, our billing cycle is typically monthly. Right? So generally whatever date it's due, we're going to have payment due on the similar date of every month around the same time. Revolving balance with credit cards, right? You don't necessarily have to pay off the entire thing. You could have some balance carried over, so the entire balance due is not paid. Finance charges include interest and any additional charges for the remaining balance. So with credit cards, we definitely have interest, but there could be also other fees or other different costs of using this money that come into play. And late payment penalties can also be applied. So that's also something else that we want to think about. All right, so as we're thinking about our different types of credit card payments, we're going to be looking at kind of two different types of examples. We're going to be comparing our previous balance method and our average daily balance method. Okay. Our previous balance method, right, interest is calculated from the previous balance on the account. This is going to be the simpler of the two ways that we're going to work through. So this is going to be one type of example that we're going to do. And then we're also going to talk about the average daily balance. The average daily balance method, interest is calculated from the average daily balance. So instead of just starting at the beginning, we take the average daily balance and then go from there. The average daily balance, if we're thinking about an average, remember it's going to be some sort of sum. So we're going to take all of the different daily balances, add them up, and then we're going to divide those by the number of days in the billing cycle. And then in the next few examples, we're going to work through at least one of each of these. We're going to start with the previous balance method and then talk about our average daily balance method.